Well, hello, and welcome back. Another day, another dollar, another cup of coffee. This is Julie with the Jewel Design, and we are back today. I wanted to pick up and get going back to our decorative elements of Saturday's project, and we didn't get as far as I would have liked, but I wanted to start taking some of those pieces that we cut out, right, of the scraps that was left over, start getting this horizontal continuous pocket decorated, and get, some base pieces going for the ephemera, and the backside needed that one panel. We needed to do some things with it. So as we're cutting things out and working on stuff, I definitely want to start layering in things and getting them decorated. So that is our goal today. Hopefully you enjoyed the other project. It's a mess. It's off to the side. I'm not even going to bring it out because we'll just waste time. But we'll definitely revisit that too, because there's, always work to be done. We only get so far with the base, and then we have to get back to the decorating, the fun part, and that we really do love. But without the base, we have nothing to decorate, right? So hope you're doing all well. Another week, another dollar, another day. I don't know how that works. My sayings are a little wacky right now, so that's okay. But I wanted to, what's there? Let's see, what do I start? Okay, I know down below here, easily, I definitely wanted to take what was in the corner of this last piece of the paper of the book. Oops, well, that's not good. When we were doing this continuous page, we cut this corner off so we could flip it up. And to do that, then it means we left a little something left over, which is awesome. All right, so we have this writing space underneath, and we covered here, which means this was sitting in the corner, so I wanted to cut it out, put it over here, but we liked the idea of something heavier down below. I feel like you can't see anything, but I'm afraid if I go too whatever, you're gonna not see what I'm working on. So I do I'll move around a little bit, sorry. Maybe you can see if we can do this. Try not to move the book and see. But anyway, we're gonna put these cute little flat-backed pearl flower trim that we have in the shop. They come in here down below as a weighted sort of tab to help flip it up and work on it. And I just realized when I was sitting here with you, I hit something and I wasn't sure what I lifted. I don't think I did. Okay. I was like, please don't tell me I just pulled up paper. That'd be bad. Oh, and then this one was part of this, the other half of this page, right? This is the other half of it. This was up here, and I love the yellow, and I'm like, oh, I so want to add this in. But we have to keep it somewhat flat. I think we're going to do it, and we are going to trim it and glue these pieces down here. So we do that still continuous page. There was one more flower, and I think I'm going to put it over here. Maybe we'll put a bead here. So we are going to decorate this up a little bit. And I had to take some pieces off because I didn't like that flat edge. But I think I'm going to add it back in. So we're just, taking elements and images out of the pages, even though they were designed as something to fold and put easily into a journal. Do your standard 9x6, fold the pages in half. And you have a decorative on the right, and you've got a little bit more writing maybe on the left, on the back side of the journal. There's nothing wrong with pulling things apart and using them in different ways. My mother and a partner in our Etsy shops, my partner in crime, my partner in craft, always does a beautiful job at finding images within the papers. So I'm trying to decide where to put this. And I like that he's sort of there. Okay. She'll find the most beautiful images within a page and fussy cut them out and add them to other things. And you're just like, well, where did that come from? I don't remember seeing that. She did that for a kit for Paper Cameo, and I'd seen the kit, and I didn't even recognize or realize they were beautiful. The ladies and the paper doll dresses within the paper. And they were, again, made to be decorative on the page. And I just sort of missed it, and I just didn't even notice it when I was, she was showing off the papers. And then I saw her finished product, and I was like, where did those come from? So it makes you really, always look at your papers, because you never know, what hidden gems are in there that maybe you can enhance, you can pull out and use in a different manner. So it is the joy with paper crafting, is that nothing has to stay exactly as you see it. or it can be as as simple. Shoot, my throat. Sorry. Um, or it can be as simple as, folding and using it exactly as you see it. So it is the joy that things can go either way. Now, okay, so I took what I cut out. I took what I cut off. I put it back in place. Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to line it up. There we go. So I wanted a little bit more down here than just the basic green leaf. And so by doing that, and though we have all this lovely whatever on the bottom, I want to add the trim. I love this one. I can go both white and vintage on this journal. I know we are doing a lot of dyed and coffee dyed and vintage edges, but there are times where we can really enhance and enjoy the white part of it all. But really, once you put it down, it doesn't look so white, right? It does blend in. So now we have sort of this weighted piece here that definitely makes it easier to grab and move up. This will be our paper clip that we are going to use to keep this back section closed, which I don't know which. I think we're going to longer way, because it may very well be something that, gets used in more than one way. So we'll see. Okay, I keep moving this poor baby. Now, him, I was sort of maybe thinking about adding a little green border lace to the back of it. So welcome. If you're new to me, I am, Agile Design. So I'm a graphic designer, and I've done a lot of digital papers, as we are working on here. And you can find a lot of them over at agiledesign.etsy.com, where you can download your own digital papers that you can, like I said, fold and make journals out of, cut out, ephemera, the works. Nice, some are generic, floral, botanical, themed. They're all there. And then when you need some supplies that we show off quite often in the shop, that are in the shop, inner projects, there is design journal and supply.etsy.com. And our handmade stuff that is finished gets sold there. And all the supplies that we can possibly find and get our hands on at times go in there. So, okay, so I was wondering, I know it's a floral, cut it, floral on floral in this corner, because we're going to have her up here, got this down here. I feel we need something over here, and then we're going to have the little lady paper clip here. So quite a bit going on, but we want to keep it as flat as we can. That's why I don't want to do that sort of continuous. So I'm almost tempted to glue these down, carefully trim them off, and then glue this, then tuck it up and glue it down. So I don't know what to do with that one. I want something of this, but I don't know. Maybe we cut more of the upper edge where it's a little bit more open weaved at that line. We just cut down here and up here, and we'll glue that down in that corner. We don't want to interfere with the adding of journal cards. I never want to do that. Hold on. I love my scissors, but I need to get into all these little nooks and crannies. Hold on. I like cutting in here and just like trying to get into the, so we don't lose too much. I love these border laces that we have lately. I know they're like, 2.5 to 3.5 inches, but we can cut them and play with them and have so much fun with them. They use them as a hole, as a pocket, or and paper it, an edge, or whether I almost want to flip that around, but I know it would be backwards. I mean, you can't really tell in this sense. I want a little bit more open over here, so go more the edge there. We do this here. Sort of wanted to put it here, there. We'll get some pearls in there or something. Maybe we'll do a flat pearl on this end, so we can blend it. Maybe we'll put that up there so it just sort of anchors it in place. Oh yes, I like. Okay, well, that's what I'm working on then. Since we have it figured out, we're going to work our way up, and then we will work on the panels on the other side real quick, and then hopefully get to the hidden paper clip. The other two, the two journal cards may be something that I do just on a short. I'll do them probably they'll be out of order, but we'll do the shorts end of the week and leading up to this video. So you may have already seen what goes inside these pockets. That's hopefully the goal, but I'm actually working ahead for once. We are getting... You get up early, it's amazing what you get done, right? I can only get the girls to understand that concept. It's summer. They're struggling. They really don't want to be up. Hopefully this week we've had some, what's the word? Internship moments. She really needs to get back to work. I mean, don't get me wrong, she's finally getting into the groove of her bedroom. We're trying to clean that up, and I think we're going to buy her a new desk. Yeah, we started looking at desks, and we were going to try to keep doing the whole 3 cubby, pre-painted, 4 by whatever wood pieces, like create your own desk kind of deal. But trying to find a concoction that was going to work, and then it had to be a high back chair, and a lot of little things that were just not quite adding up. I thought, oh my gosh, it's going to be more chaos than it's worth. And I said, you know what? We can clean up your closet. We can use the cubbies in your closet. Around your room, there's always places to use it. We'll never get rid of them. Cubbies never go out of style. I go, you're going to need them at some point. I won't get rid of them or anything, but let's see if we can use them in your closet to hide some of this stuff. I go, but what if we just get you an actual, a new corner desk, and that way you have the space you need. And I found a really cool black and white one, white base with black top. She's got a lot of blue in her room, but she's like, Mom, I'm really tired of blue. She's like, can we add some black, of all things, black accents? And I went, okay. So she's like, well, black drapes, because she doesn't need blackout curtains, because if she's doing filming, she needs to be able to control the light situation, right? She needs to control how much light is in the room to do her stop motion and her film projects. And she's like, I need control of that. And I said, okay, well, we'll get you actual curtains for once and new blinds, because, gosh, they do die after a while. Okay, so I did this, and I want to make sure it lines up well enough. And I have a feeling I did a little goofing. So I think we're going to do this very interestingly. I don't know. I'm going to use the fabric tack on this one because I need to play to put it down and move it for a moment if I'm not perfectly lined up the way I want to. We cut that. It's a little off, so we need to make up for it, and we get to hide it underneath the lace to, make it work. And of course, we used lace earlier because the back page, of course, ended up a little taller than we like. And so I wanted here, I don't really want to be able to tell that we cut. I want to tell that we cut it, but I don't want to tell that we cut it, right? I want to be like, oh, look, you can tuck underneath. And isn't that great? It does stick up a little bit. Maybe we'll fold it under a little. There we go. But look, so we have now even a continuous layer, right, that goes right into the next pocket. Got decor up here, got decor down here, and we're doing good. So you know what? We're going to keep on this page. I don't even want to, maneuver. We're going to work our way forward to back. Sorry. I guess I need more coffee. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so what we want to do, I'm going to move this up for a second, is our continuous pockets. Which, remember, quite a few videos back, I finally figured out how to properly do a hidden paper clip, right? Without all the issues. And I say that, then I have to remember. So yeah, it's folding it down, gluing it, tucking it, and then that's it, huh? It's just that one. Gluing it down so once you fold it, it stays there. Okay. Now the whole goal is our little square right here. I'm using this as a, is the girl. I want to make sure that she, right here, is within the picture. So with that in mind, I'm going to cut down here all the way to the top, and it's okay if it's not as long as this. We just need to know that. I'm going to put these marks here so I know sort of where we need to fold them. Now, I think I was tempted for thickness to glue it down to this and fix it up. I don't know if I've decided to stick that way or not, though. All right, so we know we need to cut the bottom off here. So I'm just debating right now whether I want to just... It's ripped on this edge, which is fine. I could tear this and glue it down. I'm wondering if I just want to put it right on here so it's thick. And parts of me is just to try and decide whether or not the paper is enough on its own, or whether I need to or whether I'm going to need to okay, well, it's not even, but we'll figure that out. Sorry, I'm having, so these guys, we may, not so much that 'cause it's that, but we may do some collaging here to make this thicker, and you would have more pieces. Where is, that's the deckled edge. I am debating right now, ladies and gentlemen. I guess we'll fold it and see if it feels thick enough, then we have a nice lightweight hidden pocket, or hidden paper clip, or whether I need to, glue it down to that cardstock, and there we go. All right, so there we go. Where did I go with that? Stuff everywhere. So we're gonna sort of score where I made my marks, so I can make it a little easier to fold. I don't feel so. I'm gonna have to, of course. All right, something like that. Something like that. We're gonna have to really clean it up. I'm gonna have to do a cut straight when I'm okay. So if this is done correctly, she is there. It's folded, and that's glued. That's the other way around. I already thought I had it. Okay. So that when it's on the paper, when it goes down, it catches in between here. So I had this down pat before. What did I do? Don't I have one in here? I do. Like, I know I have a hidden paper clip in here. We had this down pat. We finally figured this out. And now I'm kicking myself. What did we do? Oh, you do have to put a piece of paper down there. Okay. Oh, you still have to put paper here. I'm like, what am I missing? I am so frustrated. I'm like, wait a minute. We did this cool, large, collaged. We did a couple large ones. And then they just slide right in. It's beautiful. So, you do need to put another piece of paper in here. So, we need to put another piece here and glue that down. Okay. So that makes sense. I was like, what am I missing? And if we want to keep it, whatever, we can even just do that edge there. But we're not very straight. And I think with the other piece of paper, I think it's going to be lightweight enough. I don't need to add it to this. That was just sort of my prototype. So what needs to happen now is figuring out where I am as straight as I can be and trim. Because, yeah, no matter what we're doing here, we're definitely not sitting. There we go. We're not sitting where I want to sit with this. Get any marks out of the way. There we go. Okay, so that's there. We can ink it. We can ink down the sides, which is fine. Because all you're going to see on this back when you pick it up is just this back side. That's, you know. There we go. So that is what makes it hidden. Okay, we're getting there. I'm like, man, we're getting there. I know how to do this. I thought I had this down pat. I thought I figured it out. And I thought, oh yes, there's one more piece. I'm not getting low, but I'm like, oh. So all this gets glued down because it is, yes, this one we don't need to see. So scary when you do stuff and you're like, did I do that right? Did I remember if I did that right? Okay, make sure, yep, okay. So this gets glued down because we want to make sure that side is in place and doesn't move. And then I'm going to glue this and then we can just cut it off. I don't think I want to sit there and try to like guess at it, because then I'm like, But not only am I doing it this way, I just realized I need to make sure that I get it in there. Let's see if we can do this if I'm gonna totally goof this up, or whether I'm gonna do it right. Right? I'm gonna guess. No, maybe. Sideways. I'll make sure it lines up. There we go. I love her. She's the green. Am I on camera still? Yes. Okay. I'm like, please tell me I'm still on camera. All right. Let's make sure she fills up. All right. Let's get the... I do have a better tutorial. I did finally figure this out in a last video. Let's see how I do this. I want to get in here, but I don't know if I'm tight enough without cutting anything else by accident. And I got a little bit over so I can recut that deckled edge. There we go. I need to get in here this way, which is sort of interesting, and it did not glue down. So that's the other problem. You think you get it and you press and you're like, okay, it's great, and then it pops back up. You're like, hello, did you not heat? Fingers heat. All right, maybe. All right. I want to get in here. I think it's sort of hard because you're like, well, I can't tell. So we're just going to cut. So anybody get into any new shows or movies lately? I actually forgot that I had watched The House of Dragons, which is a prequel to the whole oh my gosh, I blanked on it. Thrones, Game of Thrones. There we go. Gosh, I'm thinking GOT. Game of Thrones. We watched all those series, of course, when they first came out. My husband had read the books, at least the first 5 that existed, and I think 4 or 5. Of course, HBO got a hold of it, and he kept writing for them, but didn't really finish the book. So the last series was a little, it was a little sad. The last season was not as expected. Felt rushed. He was very disappointed with what got pushed out. But we watched it and went, okay. It ended in a way that I was just like, no. There was characters that I just loved, and I was like, you did not do it that way. Is that really how you ended this? Really? But anyway, House of Dragons is definitely the prequel to Game of Thrones, and sort of how some of these characters came about, or you hear about them in Game of Thrones, and you're like, it's a history lesson, right? It's what happened before, what led to this. So, okay, so this, perfect. I'm so glad I found these, because, oh my gosh, finally figured out how to do these, because I do them always wrong, and then I had the paper clips out too far, and then they never held anything. So this is to help keep this down. So you simply pop it up, then you can open it up and write on it. And it's supposed to help with the next journal card that gets tucked in here. It also can just be tucked up in there. We will have a secondary paper clip, so I don't know, between the two. We've got plenty of ways for this to stay put. Now, she needs a little something, though. We can either keep up with this. It's 1, 2, 3. What else can we do? Oops, so sorry. Maybe actual pearls. We can go 3 down the side, 3 up the middle. Ooh, I like that idea, actually. We can do 3 and 3 on both corners of the, of the page. I like sort of that idea. If I can get them in the right spot. And I don't have green. Well, maybe. They like sticking to each other. This is where tweezers are helpful, right? Use your tweezers, darling. There we go. So we're going to do that there, which is the nice part is this, stays put, so it is a little bumpy, but this is definitely, sorry. I keep doing that. You're not even in camera right now. I'm sorry. There we go. Anyway, we're putting some pearls here, and we're going to put pearls down here. And I'm hoping that my camera is not washing everything out. I was looking at going, well, wait a minute, and looks, but I'm at an angle when I'm looking at my phone, so I don't know. I always hope all is good. Now I can either go, I think about it. Let's go both vertical and horizontal. I don't think, I could put stickle in her hair to make that stand out. Maybe we'll stickle the beautiful gold hair, right? We're gonna enhance areas of her hair because she's got beautiful gold blonde hair. It may make it look like a hat though. Maybe that's not gonna work. I'm like, well, maybe I can reduce it a little bit. I'm like, a little there, but I was like, no, but we can wipe some of it off. Well, yeah, once it's on your fingers, it's done. It doesn't come off again. Can we enhance her hair a little bit? But I was like, maybe that's not what I want. But now I'm thinking carefully here. We can do a little bit of gold in the body of literally the body of the butterfly. Make his body gold instead of putting pearls down the middle like we always do. I'm looking to see, you gotta have like sort of 3 areas, right? But we can do a little bit in here. Maybe we'll enhance the lines a little bit, try to define the, not quite what I was hoping for, but that's all right. There we go. Okay. Of course, I need to work on the next side, and I just stickled it. That was smart. Ay. Well, maybe we'll wait a second here. Okay, so we have our little hidden paper clip. We know that when you take it off, this pops open, and then we have 2 more pockets in here, right, to play with, which I don't even know what's going in these 2 yet. I just know what's going in here and what's going in the big one. Okay, so while we're waiting for a moment, I need that to dry before I get to the back side. What if we, yes, we can, continue to collage here and make something decorative, but that gets tucked in. This is sort of what sticks out. So I have to decide whether I take that pre-torn page and put it over here. Do something else. Yeah, I have to figure out how we want to decorate this. It's fine that this is sort of blank because it's going to go in here, but this we need to enhance in some way. And we definitely need to put it on something. I almost thought about putting it on. I found an eco-dyed, our Kool-Aid dyed tag. It's a little temperamental though. It might be able to even it out if we glue it down. I'm thinking about gluing that down, and then we can recut it, re-hole punch it, and then decorate it accordingly. Let's do that. Let's put this to good use, right? Because why not? Let's go this way. Am I in the camera? There we go. Okay, make sure I'm still on camera. We are gonna jump around just a little bit because, well, I was like, duh, I want to stickle it, which means it has to dry before I move over to the other side. So I'm actually, let's see, what did I think? This side looks the worst, so I think I'm gonna cover that up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is where I always goof up. I'm not really gluing it down, not as hard as we think. Okay, I'm gonna take that off. I'm going to layer it. And this is where I didn't really think about it. We're gonna have to just cut and re-glue and cut and re-glue because I actually want to be able to sort of border it to where you can see the coloring of that. Go inside just a little bit. Let's recut the corner to match because I did not do that correctly. We went a little deeper than it was, so I'm trying to match like we were supposed to do with the corners, trying to match the edges. We need to it's not super sticky. It's not going to be a big issue. Yeah, it's not even close. Okay, hold on. No, these corners may not be even either. I mean, these may not be the exact same cuts either. So I'm like, well, wait a minute. Want to somewhat edge it where we can see the border. Not super keen on that corner, but and the bottom needs to come up just a little bit. Okay, we're doing this very haphazardly and not in the right order, but I realized I went to glue it down. I went, no, I don't think I wanted to match directly, and since this already started with some potential, you know, deckled and everything else, I sort of wanted it to match, but still cover the ordeal. So, all right, let's try this again. Let's get this out of the way. And all my pieces. Oh, scraps, yay. The layers are good. Layers can go on the back side to help decorate both ends so that, you know, the tag is cohesive and coherent. And but so, did anybody get any Christmas done? Did anybody do any Christmas in July? Maybe what challenges? Are you working on any of the I know there's some challenges or some hashtags of Christmas tags, and I saw a lot of them over 4th of July weekend. Surprisingly, a lot of on Facebook and stuff. You know, people joining in on the sort of, you know, 1st of July, Christmas in July type feel. I was like, wow, okay. I haven't, you know, I'm debating, but I'm like, normally I try to put out a new kit with the anniversary and the sales, and but I couldn't get to it fast enough between the, you know, graduations and the bronchitis, and you know, it's like, oh, well, when am I supposed to add that into the mix? Like, no, I didn't get to it, so a little bummed about that, but that's okay. I'm gonna see if I can get more glue in here to help even like flatten that out. Okay, now, so if I wanted to though, to keep reinforcing this one though, this one side of the journal card, I could just put a little border here, right? Do a little something. It takes up a little bit of writing space, but it's not the end of the world. Let's see if we can do this the way I want to. Haha. I don't know. This way sort of works, but doesn't work. Cut it up in the corner and then bring it down to give you a bordered look. It only works about half the time, I guess. I don't know. It's an effect that we'd use a lot in scrapbooking more because it's, you know, everything's very clean and very, you know, size-wise, it's exact, right? So we're going to do that there, and I have that other little strip I want to add in. Let's see if we can... Okay, well, at least we're getting a journal card done. We're waiting for things to dry. And this one is on that front page. So we're still working on that front page, which is fine. That's, you know, we're still in that ballpark, which is fine. I didn't quite do what I wanted to do, but... Okay. I don't have any white on my fingers anymore, but, you know. We're just gonna... From the top or from the bottom? I like sort of the... Or even in the middle. I'm like, we're just using the scraps from the other side and just sort of putting them in place, right? I mean, simple and flat. We don't do anything too crazy because, yes, we don't want to... There we go. All right. Let's get our... I'm not going to use a crocodile. I'm going to use a standard hole punch. I think a standard hole punch will be fine. Let's see if the standard hole punch is too big. Nope, it is not. It is exactly. Good. All right. Well, if I could do it correctly. If I could do it right on. A little bit bigger. That's all right. Okay. So we have our hole punch. So it gives us a great place actually to put some kind of lace later so they know to easily pull it out. Plus something can stick out. Always a good thing. Now it's just deciding, and after all that chaos, how we want to decorate it so that it has sort of its own, you know. So this would go up there. Yes, we definitely want to put lace. So we're going to have lace up here. We're going to have a paper clip here. But at this point, I'm thinking, yeah, it needs to be, let's put the smaller side down. Oh, I get it in here. Come on. Hello, there we go. So that's there. Why does it keep, oh, that corner is catching, huh? I think everything's going to right now. There's just so much going on in this book. There's no way it's not going to. So we have this one here. We're going to have lace on. This might have a charm or another piece of lace on it. So things are definitely sticking out. On that, we have a cute little hidden paper clip right here that's keeping things sort of in place. So with her, trying to figure out ways to maybe, you know, bring the two pieces together. So we'll have to decide on that. But I think we're pretty, yes, we're dry. Okay, so on the back side, I don't even know how we're going to keep her. I don't even know if these will keep anything down. I'm like, I need weight. But to keep this sort of open. Oh, that actually sort of works. Okay. I was using one of the hands trying to, you know, do its thing. But this needs decor. And we need to get our last bunny down here. Because this flips open and we have a writing space, right? So we are never without either pockets for ephemera to write on or actual pages to write on. Because I can't help myself. Okay, so we're going to, fussy cut this, we're going to do our thing here. Do our deckled. And we're going to make sure we round the corners. And we're going to put this cute bunny down here. So we have some bunny things going on. Funny bunny. Alright, so we need to go about here. And I only need to get above, just a little bit above the flower, I think. So, mess. Never enough room. Ever, right? To work, especially when we're recording stuff because we're trying to keep you in camera. Like, huh, that is not as easy as it looks. All right, so we need to cut the bottom off. We still have a flat edge to work with. And then I want to keep going. We're going to go just above this, there's a black line here. So I think we're going to go just above that line. I'm checking. I cut it short, but we can then just center it. That's fine. Just trying to knock everything over. Yeah, I need to go a little taller, but that's okay. Oh, that's fine. Let's see something real quick. I just realized my sand up a little bit. We'll corner it and we'll make it work. Okay, so, but I only need, when we do that, I'm really going to give it a border. I need to go there. Measuring is for wusses. I don't know. We don't measure. That's the joy of junk journaling, though. We just get to do it. We just gotta. So that might be helpful. That little corner for that other piece. There's times you just do what you need to do. Of course, I put that on top of the corner piece. All right. Maybe we're gonna corner our top. Now I could corner all of it if I wanted, but I think because it's still flat on the bottom, we're gonna mimic what we're putting it on, so that it just flows as a panel. Only difference is that we didn't go flat on the bottom of this because it is floating more than I expected because I cut it short, but that's okay. And then we're gonna go here. So I'm gonna do a little bit of erasing because I have a lot going on up here. Let's make sure we don't take a chance of having any silly writing come through. And I have to go blow that off. Hold on. All right. So we're going to glue her there. So we've got bunny on bunny. Isn't that cute? Open up for writing. And all is good there. All right. I don't know which one I want to do. Kitty cats are back in my boxes today. A little calmer now. Not so. Now that things, I mean, don't get me wrong, we still had things go off all weekend. People, like, oh, I have one left over. Why not? Or, I don't know. You just have to keep going. And it's like, oh, come on. 4th is done now. We don't need to keep using fireworks. Though they'll find new reasons later. Super Bowl, New Year's, whatever. Weirdest things. People just run them off for nothing. Parties are some kind of, you know, what's the word, like a celebration. Okay. All right, so there's that. So there's that flap. There's that flap. And then that's our bottom. Now, paper clip. Downside is now, what we're trying to figure out is how we want to sort of decorate this so it doesn't seem so bland. Because, it, you know, we don't have anything. Now, I could cut parts of this out so we have some a thing here. And where's the top to that? Okay, so the other thought was maybe we can do some trim work, overlap this. Like maybe we can do some continuous cluster. I want a cluster here. So I think we're going to use these two pieces in a way that we can create our own decorative cluster here very carefully. I like the framework idea. I don't want to lose our caterpillar. If I can say that, right? He was cute up here. And I'm bummed that we like, oh, well, I thought he would end up in a different spot, still, you know, attached. And I was like, oh, well, that didn't come out where it was supposed to. As you saw, I didn't end up with the bunny where I wanted. The bunny was supposed to be on this front cover, which only means this small section would have ended up on the back where we glued down. So now I'm thinking very carefully. We're going to try to keep the frame and the caterpillar. I want to then overlap it a little bit with the flower and that's in this corner. So we go here, we go the flower. Okay, so that's like almost that whole thing there. So whatever we do definitely needs to go over. We can do it here. So then I cut the square, cut the flower, and cut across the bottom. We can just glue it down in a way that works. I'm going to try to carefully add a little bit of ink so it has a little bit more dimension. Very carefully, so it's not so white on those edges. I don't want to rip anything. We want him to stick out on the white flower. I'm wondering if I can get some mesh behind all of this. I have some of that webbed mesh I think might work, so that the white here doesn't also blend in. So we're pretty much going to go right here in the box and the flower and a white flower. I even put the white flower on a slightly green background, and you almost can't see it either. But that's the joy of doing digitals. Everything just blends beautifully, and so it's a little more complicated sometimes when you're like, oh, I need to cut that out. How can I find the edges? I just realized I am doing this actually backwards, which I didn't think I could do, but not too shabby. And it's very funny. I am left-handed, but I cut right and throw right, but bowl, golf, bat left. I used to be able to bat left and right, but don't think I can do that anymore. Okay, so now I'm only going to ink the box, not so much anything else. I think, like I said, I want to put some gold web mesh behind the flower, and I think that's going to give us what we need. Now I just need to decide how far down I need to block the yellow, but I don't know if it's necessary. So it is overlapping, which is fine. I can cut over or just cut straight down. I don't want to cut straight down. Let's cut this part and then over. Okay. I'm trying to sort of figure out the best sort of natural placement for this baby. And how far down, actually. I just realized I think we don't have to go that far. I just realized because, well, I am offsetting it. So yes, I do go right there. Okay. Give or take if I can get this straight. Because he does fit beautifully right here. So I don't, and we want the room to go above. So I don't need to go below him. Not really. I hate blocking the yellow, but we're going to do a little bit of that. So I've got it to here. Pencil. Do I have it cut far enough? I'm wondering if I already have it. If I've cut down far, I do. Cut down far enough, we can simply just go across and make a nice straight possible line. Cut up here and we're all good. Okay. We're getting to that point where I need to glue it together so that when I go to put it down, we've got what we need. All right. Fingers attached. Let go. There we go. All right, so we're going to do just a little bit of the box here. So it sticks off the page. Then not the flower, because I want the flower to be backed with. I think we need to do a little bit of this. There's a one right here. Well, camera's not good. Okay. I'm like, oh. I feel like we need to put that behind her. I did have it offset quite a bit. More than I realized, huh? Well, I mean, I knew I did, but I didn't, I want the different layers. I did want it in different places, but I'm like, I really want to see that yellow part of the flower. I really don't want to leave it off. So we will connect them right there on the edge. Okay. All right, the fun part now is getting the edge of him and tweezers. Tweezers. We're gonna need it. And yes, I'm working on the book, but book's on a coffee dye paper side, and so once the glue dries, it's on the way, and I'm putting paper over it. So you gotta be able to see what I'm doing. Yes, okay. So I'm taking this tiny little frame, right? I hope it's not whiting out. Oh, that's what it feels like. With a caterpillar, and I am layering him, if I can get it off everything, in a way, with another sort of box variation. Oh, come on. I'm using glitter glue because it's little and makes it easier, but I don't know if it's going to get in the way because, there we go. I'm trying to see if I can do this and not have it move. Such a thin, there we go. There we go. Okay, so I can see my yellow flower, or the yellow part of my flower. It looks like the caterpillar is coming off something, maybe trying to get to the flower. See? We created sort of a new layer, and then we're going to help maybe see the flower a little bit more. We're going to cluster and tweak some gold mesh behind it. I'm going to do the gold mesh, but I'm wondering if the green mesh would be better. I think we need the green. I know I just cut that, but we can use it on the other side. I'm trying to keep my things covered, and I'm not. Okay, I have green. It's a mossy silver green. It can be seen as an antique silver. It can be used as a mossy green. It is, it's a little bit of both. Sorry, I have all this stuff and it's hiding in here. I see it. I know it's there. Okay. Oh, I love this. It can be as an antique silver. It's a mossy green. It really just depends on how you use it. I think determines. See my mess. I don't. Oh, there's a cat behind me. Okay. I haven't used any of it yet. Okay. I'm thinking though, this mossy green is going to be a darker contrast that we need behind the flower, and it is. We're going to bunch it up, and we're going to bunch it up and glue it. Okay. I'm even tempted to put a little bit of green on the white. I know. I don't even know if I have enough ink on here. My sage green might not be enough right now. I just thought maybe if I could just get a little color, but there's nothing on my thing. It's there, but it's very, very light. Okay, let's do glitter glue on the back. Oh, what page that was for? So I gotta glue it somewhere, and then I can just cut the excess so it doesn't really get too bunchy underneath. But I really want to gather it, really get it all in there. The more green there is, silvery green that there is, then the better chance we get to see that flower better. Our pretty white daisy there. Trying to bunch it up and glue it so it stays. So what's everybody's next plans? We got 4th of July out of the way. Do we have more beach fun? Do we have any European trips? Do we have... What's everybody's travel plans? Are we all homebodies this year? A few friends. So yes, went to acquaintances. One's going to Europe right now. It's to Amsterdam, I guess. Amsterdam. And I had another that went... Oh my gosh, where was she going? She took... And poor thing, took forever though. They were having quite the traveling challenges. But yeah, over to Europe somewhere. We got friends down in Mexico. I mean, we got everybody going everywhere. Oh, that shreds. Okay. So we're going to put this on and see. Here we're starting to get some decor on our front page. And it's still flat enough though, because I know it's right here in the middle where you're going to write. And that's the only thing I just realized that I'm like, oh yeah. But we've got the frame goes up here and instead it's continuing down here. So I think that's sort of fun. And I will lift this and show you guys in a moment because I know this has got to be super hard to see what I'm doing on the base level. But so we're going to get glitter glue on here, not glitter glue, fabric tack because of this part. We want to make sure it stays. And sometimes it's just easier. Okay, it's a little bunchy still down there. So we're going to line it up with the bottom and we're going to press. Press, hold. But I think it's soft enough that if I do anything, I'm just going to put I'm going to enhance the yellow again with the stickle. But that's it. We're not going to actually add any more bulk because when you take this off, you want to be able to keep writing and not hit too much of a bump. And right now I feel it's pretty good. I don't feel like it's just a light dent. It's like a little bit of a hump, but that's it compared to, everything that's going on with this thing. We are doing good. So there we go. Oh my gosh. I'm loving it. It's all the simple things in life, right? Okay, so that paper clip is going to keep that in place. So they didn't keep popping open every time. See, ta-da. Yay. So we have this, hidden writing space that when you take out the paper clip, it opens up and you can write on it. Then you can close it back up so no one can see what maybe secrets you have going on. And then we have our hidden paper clip that allows us to open up, take the journal card out. You can write on this, you can write on this. Okay, and tuck it back up underneath. We will have to figure out how I'll decorate that. And then we have our pocket here. And of course, this is a full pocket on its own. Now, because of the paper clips, it's a little harder to get things in and out. It may allow us to do something more like this off to the side where the tightness is over here and we're not really interfering with this. We go here. We do a larger journal card that takes up all of this. It's a bummer though because we don't, hiding that, but maybe we do something big enough that it really just comes up to here so that, because we have all that space, like this one, hides. So we could do something that only just sort of pops up, maybe it's just here on this one and we've got something about this size that goes over here. And then of course this one goes here. So that has some oomph that we would sort of create it to fill the space, but not maybe cover every aspect of the purity pocket that we just created. All right, and then on the other side, like I said, you pop it off and open it up, and you can write on it. Yay! All right, well, that is about the extent of what I wanted to do with you guys today. We got that part covered. We got that in there. So what's left is simply creating a large journal card to go in here. Like I said, we're going to fold the cardstock in half, makes it definitely thicker around the corners. And then we are going to sort of fussy cut these squares and glue them in the middle of each, like this one too, in sort of the middle of each paper, because it'll be a nice contrast to the flowers, and using a little bit of our doilies to actually add some layers and colors behind these fussy cuts, so that they are, it's not just a flat paper on paper. We're going to add a little extra something. So these things I can do on shorts for you guys during the week. And you can see me, put that together. You can see me maybe decorate up this little guy And then I'm going to have to find a moment and create some pretties to go inside. So thank you very much for liking, loving, commenting, joining, subscribing, making sure you have all the notifications and the little alert buttons so you get notified when I have a new video. I'm finally getting in a good rhythm, so fingers crossed I can keep it up, 2 during the week and 1 on the weekend, and just keep working on projects for you guys, things to inspire, things to show off, and things, of course, to, as you watch it progress, you get to then hopefully fall in love with it, and you'll want to purchase it at the shop, because I don't need all these journals. I need someone to buy them and use them and put them to good use, because I cannot write fast enough for all of these. I have my own that I don't even use. I'm so bad. I really need to work on that. So, love you all very much. Thank you so much for coming along, and we will see you this weekend. Maybe a continuation of the bag project, because 10 to 1, there's more to be done to that. There always is. So, I don't remember exactly how we left it off on Monday or Tuesday. So, yes, we will work on that. So, love you all very much, and we'll talk real soon. Bye-bye.